Hello humans and pets. Today we are going to be eating flaming donut chicken sandwich.
Wow, he's going right at it because he was going to forget what it was called.
Yeah.
So again, this is part two to the Chili's adventure.
Not Chili's.
I mean, sorry.
It was close enough.
We almost went to Chili's.
It was a worth good shot.
Yeah, it was TJI Friday's adventure. Oh,
Yes.
So silly, Finn. I had so many choices.
So silly.
But we were thinking about going to Chili's too. But they again, we already went through the catastrophe of ordering online.
Yep.
So it was rough. It took us over an hour to get the food.
But we got it.
So
and
hopefully this one is worth it. The last one was actually
the last one was pretty decent.
Yep.
You can go watch that. It was what was it called?
I don't know.
Fries.
It was French fries. It was a loaded, cheesy, happy fry.
It was amazing, blazing.
That was almost 10 minutes ago. I can't remember back
fries.
then. Yeah, no, they were actually good. It was an appetizer. Mm-hmm. This is one of their meals, and again, this was
donut chicken sandwich.
Flaming donut chicken sandwich, and this is approximately how much was this one? Do you remember?
It was the same price.
It was the same price, so it was right around $12 on that.
And we are going to be eating this now.
So we could show. We only bought the one.
We also got fries with it.
Yeah, we got seasoned fries, is what they said. So this, I'm going to take it. It's going to be tough. But
Flaming
this
donut chicken sandwich. We got one of them, and we're going to cut it in
half. We're going to cut it in half because we just ate a pound of fries. And to be honest with you, I wasn't sure what this was going to look like or taste like. And I said, do we have enough food with more French fries? But it smells very good. Did you smell it?
Yeah, it smells like donut.
I always swore, sorry, I'm out of the camera. I always swore that I would not eat a donut burger. And it's just something about it. I mean, here it is
But this
in
is
real
a chicken
life.
sandwich.
This is a chicken sandwich.
I think it has jalapenos. It has drippy.
And that's some big bacon right there.
Big bacon.
That's what it looks
and
like.
It's donut.
So I am a mess.
It's also
Look at me.
glazed donut. I hope it's jelly.
It's got something on
I
it.
hope it's jelly.
Can I have to lick it?
Yeah, it's Nashville hot is what it said on the app. Nashville hot. You could turn it on or off.
It does have a hot sauce on it. It's not hot. It has a good flavor. Right here in half.
Sure. So we got the donut.
So I'm going to give you the mid view of what it looks like.
It looks like chicken.
You want to grab yours?
Oh, sure.
Or do you need me to throw it on your plate?
I'll do it myself.
It's messy, which is good.
I'm a big boy.
All right, watch my knife.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm a small boy.
I might take my cutting board for the
I'm
sauce.
dripping it everywhere. Okay, is everybody ready?
There is a
Generous
generous
amount
amount
in
of
our face because it's leaking all over me.
yeah, there's a generous amount of sauce inside of the container too. They didn't spare the spice.
Jalapenos, I think.
Yep, I see a green one in yours. Again, I don't know how that, and I also, I have never, me personally, had chicken and waffles, and everyone down south raves about the chicken and waffles, and it's a weird concept to me. I'll have to try it one day, but every time I think of trying it, I'm up north, and I'm like, I'm not doing it.
So we're gonna try it now.
Well, go ahead, throw it in your face. I'm just babbling. Don't worry about me.
Except it's a
Do
donut.
we eat this? That must be the chicken. I thought it was a hunkin' piece of bacon.
This is bacon.
But, oh, it's got a lot of sauce on it too.
Let's eat it.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go for just the chicken right off the bat.
Bacon's good.
All right, I'm gonna go right out. I'm gonna wait to see what he has to say. I want to preface this with anyone who knows me that I'm not a donut guy. I don't usually eat donuts. Not because I'm trying to stay fit. It's just like that. I'm not a donut fan. Some people love donuts and can't stop. I'm just never been. You can eat one and it usually gave me heartburn, so I usually stay away from them. But
Very messy.
I put a check in the plus column for that, not the negative column. That's my positive column.
But it can be a negative if you don't want it to be messy.
I'm checking the positive. You might not want it messy, but
I mean, it's exactly what the name is. chicken with like hot sauce on a donut.
Mm-hmm.
There's like it's not very spicy, but it has like it's very saucy. Donut, soggy. My donut's a little soggy.
Because it's so much sauce.
Because there's so much sauce. But it's very sweet. Very sweet with the glaze. It's a very sweet donut.
Yeah, it's a honey dip donut for sure.
Yeah. It's okay.
Now, me personally, like I just bit in and it was like 3 or 4 jalapenos. With the jalapeno and the hot sauce, if you don't like spice, like this, mine just had a nice little bite. Look, it had a nice little bite of heat there. The chicken is totally submerged in whatever the hot sauce is. Like I thought it was bacon, it was dark, but it's actually marinated chicken in whatever it is. They do have a, I'm trying to see what this is. Is that a glaze or is it like a mayo?
I think it's a mayo.
I think it's a mayo too on it. But there is a big contrast between the honey glazed donut, which is super sweet, and the spiciness of the chicken. That as much as it pains me to say, I like it. It's different.
I'm on the opposite side.
Yeah.
It's different and I don't like it. It's too sweet for me. Which is funny. You know, because I like, my favorite type of donut is jelly filled, right? But this isn't jelly filled. It's super duper sweet.
It is.
And I'm not getting as much of the spice. Because it's just overpowering sweetness somewhere. And it doesn't make me want to eat more. You know? That's my take on it.
No,
I'm definitely, I wouldn't get this again.
Well, there you go.
I want to get this again.
And there's the contrast between it, which is fine. I honestly expected to hate it because of the donut. I mean, it's a good donut. And again, if we ate it right away, it would have been freshly out of the fryer.
I wish I could just eat the donut without the sauce. Just eat the donut. I don't want the sauce. I don't want the chicken. Just bacon will be fine.
I think the only reason I like the donut in this one is because it has the hot sauce and stuff on it. Because it actually gives it a flavor. It's not just a plain old ordinary honey glazed donut. To me, you know, they're soft and they're squishy and you can eat them. And they're not, here, there's a bunch of napkins everywhere. And they're just not, it's different. Don't get me wrong. Would I like this better on a bread? Probably. But I was expecting to hate the donut. Do you know what I mean? So if you've never tried a donut sandwich, because they've had like donut hamburgers and stuff, and I always said, why? Like, who would want that?
See, it would be good for me if it wasn't sweet. It's just an overpowering sweetness on my taste buds I'm not a fan of. I would be if it was supposed to be sweet, but it's supposed to be a mix, and I'm not getting as much as the mix as I am sweet.
See, I honestly, as weird as it is, because I'm not usually a donut fan, I kind of like the contrast, because it's almost like having, I think they're called sweet rolls, when you have like the honey glazed rolls, and it adds, it changes the taste of just the normal bread. But I mean, it's a straight up donut, and it's good. And they cut it in half, and they turn it into bread. I mean, I don't hate it, and I expected to. That's the difference. I really did expect to hate the, but it's not bad. It kind of puts a damper on the fact that they have a whiskey glazed one that I wanted him to try next. But if he really hated the donut, he might not want to go for that one. But they also had that as one of the choices. Excuse me.
See, it's okay. The chicken's decent. I think Popeye's chicken was better.
It's not going to... I mean, when you look at the size of the chicken, it's real chicken.
The chicken itself, it's not like... It's not McDonald's.
It's real chicken, though.
Yeah, but it's
flattened.
It's definitely not like a Popeye's chicken or a KFC sandwich. When you get like the big chicken sandwich.
Nope.
And good thing about that is that it's not an overpowering. I think the sauce, it would be fine if it wasn't so saucy. I think because it made the donut soggy, and the sweet sogginess of the whole meal. It just didn't fit for me.
And it might have been different if we ate it there and you ate it right when it was hot right out of the kitchen. You know, but
we got it to go.
We got it to go. So, you know, that you got to take that into consideration. Honestly, I can't 100% say I would order it again. I'm not changing my mind. It was good for what it was. I've tried it. again, I'm not a huge donut fan, but that contrast wasn't bad. I wouldn't mind to try that same chicken sandwich on a nice pretzel bread, or you know what I mean. I think it would be better.
Pretzel bread is like the best bread possible.
It really is.
So
it really is.
Sticking on everything on pretzel.
And not a lot of people do it. I know Red Robin had it around October all the time.
I think they might still have it.
And it used to be like one of my favorite things when you go and around October time. And again, you know, we used to go for his birthday all the time, and it was always good because, you know, they always had I forget what it was called, but it was basically their harvest burger or whatever, and it was always on the pretzel bread, and I just love the pretzel bread. It's just, you know, got a little crunch on the outside. It's got that good pretzel flavor, and unless you're Little Caesars, because that was not a good pizza. It probably would have been delicious if they just left off the salt. And
yeah, it would.
Everyone had said, "Well, you're eating pretzels," and some people love a ton of salt.
I like the cheese sauce.
Yeah,
but we don't eat a lot of salt on our pretzels. To begin with.
No, I get it no salt when I do get one, and I actually love mustard on mine. If they don't have a cheese sauce, I love it with mustard. So
cheese sauce on the pretzels is really good.
It is very good.
I think it's unbeatable.
No, it is very good.
Maybe that's the thing. What to put on like a soft pretzel.
Yeah, well, we could always. Well, you'd have to get a variety of different things and try to see what you think is the best, and then end it with some nasty one. You know what I mean?
We get some weird, wacky ones, like a smelly fish.
No,
and then we
do
it, and we're like, ooh, yummy, you know.
Funny story, and I know he's watching because he watches all of these. One of my buddies wanted to have us do the stinky fish challenge, and I said we'll save that for a momentous occasion, like if we ever get. What do you need? 100,000 subscribers or something?
1 trillion subscribers.
Whatever it is, like we're you know when we're famous and people actually know who we are.
We're famous already.
Yeah. Well, when Applebee's will listen, I mean, or all of them will listen to us and fix your apps. Applebee's needs to fix their app. These guys need to fix their app.
Burger King fixed their app.
Burger King, in theory, and it's funny. Burger King actually tweeted the other day, like, "Hey, we got a new Burger King app," and I don't know if they finally made it work so that the stores can actually see it or what.
Or if they just made a new app.
They just made a new ad. Yeah, who knows?
So the advertisement and more importantly, the stars go disappear.
Well, when I clicked on a link, it brought me back to the app I already had. So I'm hoping they just fixed the app.
Let's hope so.
I'm hoping they just fixed the app that they had. So
now,
we'll see.
Let's try one of the fries.
No, you can try, yeah, because you know, unfortunately in this one, and I said that to him when we were doing it. You know, it's not like right next to the house. It's not super far. But I said, let's get a couple of the meals. But there was nothing small. I mean, it's a legitimate restaurant. You can't just get a little meal. And we kind of went heavy on the blazing chili cheese fries. So I'm full, and I don't feel good anyways.
So these fries,
they said seasoned.
It's the same, I think, as those fries in the gallon or the pound. Sorry.
I didn't taste the seasoning in the chili one because of the cheese was on it, but you can actually see the black flakes on this one. This one's these are actually, it would have been great when it was fresh because they would have been crispy still.
But nothing beats the bottomless steak fries at Red Robin. I think those are what you have to compete with when you're talking about restaurant fries, which are the kings, because fast food fries aren't the best.
Funny note, right down the street from where we went was Red Robin, and I tried to have them go there. Red Robin does not even have an app. They had a fake app that you had to pay 99 cents for, and it got 1 star. So I wasn't even going to bother trying to download that one. But so they're not even trying to get an app. I don't know how it would work. They must not do curbside. You must have to go in and pay.
Pick up and you might call it in.
Yeah, you must have to call it in and pay. That's what we ended up having to do.
We will eventually, hopefully, do a Red Robin.
Yeah, you know what? It used to be as a kid, it was his favorite restaurant.
I would always get the kids' meal items. The last time I went with a few friends on an outing, and I got the Royal Red.
Yeah, so
which is the one with the egg.
He actually hasn't had, because we would get the legitimate whatever the burger. I usually try to get whatever the new burger is just to try it. But he would always get the kids menu, and he would eat all my fries because it's bottomless fries. They could do it because he likes the mandarin oranges and stuff like that. So they
best.
They just kept bringing them for him, so he loved it.
Mm-hmm. But the fries are really good.
Yeah, so I mean, most of the stuff I've had a few of the burgers on there, and honestly, I said it in the beginning. I mean, you're averaging $9-10 a burger, but they're a legitimate burger. You're getting a
Yes.
nice patty,
Yes.
and they give you plenty of toppings, and a lot of times they're stacked like 2-3 inches high. Where you have
And
a hard
I
time
also
putting
like
it
how
in your
they
mouth.
also allow you to put the shaking seasoning
Yeah,
on
they do.
the
They actually
fries.
sell that in
They
the
sell it
store.
in the
They sell
stores.
that in certain stores. You can actually buy it and stuff. It's a good seasoning salt. It's good. I have to keep it from him because he wants to do this, and then it's too much. He finally figured out. I forgot what he ate last time. I'm like, go ahead, and he poured a ton of salt on it, and I think it was a pretzel actually.
It was not a pretzel. It was at I'm a scout, and it was at a merit badge thing.
Is that
And
what it was?
they had salt packets.
Yeah.
And it was. I would like to say it was It was like a pasta meal.
No, you got the hamburger at the Scout one.
No,
This is somewhere else.
that one time.
Whatever it
was
was,
pasta
doesn't
meal,
matter.
and it had like bread and something you put salt on. And the stuff you put salt on, I put like 5 salt packets.
Yeah.
And it was very salty.
And that's the whole thing. When you
Very
know,
salty.
there is a limit where salt is a good enhancer. We even me growing up, we could take as much pepper as we wanted. There was like 14 different kinds of peppers because we grew up with the spicy. My father ate spicy his whole life, so we all grew up eating spicy. But we weren't allowed to touch the salt shaker. The only time we could put salt on, if we had corn on the cob, you could roll it in butter and put salt on it, and that's it. That was the only time I ever remember being, and I didn't even use it then because I didn't like the salt. Like, it was just too much. To me, when you cook with it, definitely adds a lot of flavor and it's delicious. But when you just add it, to me, I can't stand it when you just see, that's all you taste is the salt, and I'm just not a fan. So I kind of corrupted him with that. He likes eating the hot stuff, because this right here, again, a thing of chili and some jalapenos, this is going to be delicious. You know what I mean? So this is going to be breakfast of champions for me. You know what I mean? And actually, when you eat the fry, and I'm absolutely full, and I think I blame half of this on my shot, but with that little hot sauce like that, that's really good. So, that being said, that's 2 meals from TGI Fridays. And again, we haven't been there. You know what? I can only count on one hand how many times I went there before. And I just never thought of it. And I'm not downplaying certain restaurants, but, you go out to eat, and in my own warped little mind, I always thought of like Applebee's, Fridays. Even I sometimes put Chili's, Pizzeria Uno. I understand they're restaurant type places, but I always call them like fast food restaurant. In fact, I say that about the Olive Garden. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's decent pasta, but it's fast food pasta to me. Like, you don't get a lot. They fill you up on the salad and breadsticks, and the soup. And quite frankly, half the time I would rather just eat the soup and sit in the breadsticks and the salad. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the tour of Italy, and we will. I did. That's one of the restaurants.
Yeah, we're going
to look to see what's new. And but lately, bacon is new. I don't know what the craze is, but all these places,
everybody loves bacon.
Everybody is doing bacon shakes or bacon fries or bacon everything. So we're going to be on a bacon kick. So I don't want to hear we're not being healthy. It's not our fault.
And bacon is it's healthy to our taste buds.
Right.
Like bacon.
Honestly, you can't go wrong with bacon. In fact, they did like studies, and when they switched to canola oil. Any of the processed oils are supposed to be worse for you than when Julia Child used to savor bacon grease and cook with that, because it just adds a nice flavor. It really does. And I mean, I remember when growing up, my mom always had a can of lard that when she'd bake, we would rub it on the pans, and we thought we were so cool. I don't even know if they sell it, Crisco oil, but it's not in an oil form. It's actually hard. And then when it heats up, it turns into a liquid. I don't even know if they still sell that, but I'm not a baker, by the way. But that being said, this was the Blazing Chicken Donut.
No.
So close. Blazing Hot Chicken Donut Sandwich.
Spicy donut chicken sandwich.
I thought it said blazing, but either way,
I think that was
they have this one, and we'll see if he changes his mind.
1 pound fries that we had last video.
We'll have to give him a little break on it, but they did have a whiskey glazed one, and then they had a whiskey glazed skewer.
Smoothie.
And they had something else. But, I mean, we may go back and try them again.
Oh, they had a skewer.
They had a skewer, like a little hibachi skewer with meat and vegetables and stuff. So
I think it had donuts on it.
I don't know what it had on it. But, again, I was surprised. I'm not going to say I was overwhelmed like I can't, I got to go get another one tomorrow. It's definitely a different taste. But there is, and it's probably similar to and I shouldn't even say this because I don't know. But I'm thinking when you eat a waffle with maple syrup and you eat a bite of fried chicken, it's that contrast of the crunch and the sweetness and the spiciness of the chicken.
See, I like maple syrup way more than I like glazed donuts.
And there it is. I mean, to each his
The
own.
question is waffles or pancakes? I think waffles, like, 9 times out of 10 win.
I think most people would say.
I think most people would say waffles.
I think they would.
But most people I ask say pancakes.
I haven't had one. You know, I stopped eating that stuff since I was a kid. But when you get that thick and fluffy waffle, when you get like the big box that makes 3 million, and you get the thick and fluffy one where you got to add all your ingredients, not the processed
like
quick
shake,
stuff.
yeah,
the one you actually make all this stuff, and you get a nice thick waffle, and then a nice thick pancake, and you throw like, to me personally, like you throw some applesauce on it or some kind of a fruit like blueberries, it's delicious. It changes the whole thing. I'm not a maple syrup honey guy. I don't mind it, and but that was where I liked pancakes. Like I like blueberry pancakes with a blueberry sauce on it. Like even when you go to IHOP though,
IHOP is like the best place in the world
because they have flavored syrup. It's not just straight syrup.
I love their flavors.
Yeah,
they have like strawberry. Last time they had like strawberry, blueberry.
Yeah, he just gave up. That is on our hit list, and we are gonna go and I'll give her credit when we do the video. But thanks to my sister-in-law Brenda, she recommended it. And I've been looking, and they got some honking looking bacon that I gotta get my teeth into. We've been waiting for him. He's got to pick up
bacon at IHOP.
Yeah, he's got to pick up something next to it, and so we keep trying to fill in until we got to go get what he needs to get for school. And but that is definitely going to be one in the near future. And
IHOP is great.
We didn't have an IHOP.
I think I've had it.
I can't believe
twice.
there is one, but we had it we were in Hawaii, and it was like the only thing on this where we were.
And it was so good.
And we walked to it. He thought it was the best thing next to prime rib dinner. You know what I mean? He was like, "This is so good."
Because they gave you pancakes, and then you get like whatever, and they have like different things, and it's delicious.
I personally liked it because we went out for breakfast, and I got a double cheeseburger that was like this big because you didn't have to. They serve their whole menu all day,
which I love.
So you can get endless pancakes.
I never understood. Like I guess for like, oh well, you know,
gotta clean the grills.
You can't cook eggs on
Yeah.
whatever in case people are allergic to eggs or whatever. But like
they obviously have a dedicated lunch menu grill and a dedicated breakfast.
Or they just
they
don't
have
care.
to. No, they have to because you can really tell. Even oils and it's funny because my brother had said this one time too. If you eat a fried chicken that's been cooked with a bunch of fried fish, you can taste sometimes, like, why am I tasting fish in your chicken? And vice versa. So you kind of really have to separate the fact. Like, if you're cooking fish, you need your own fryer later. Or you're going to get that cross-contamination, of the stuff going in the fryer stuff. And it's the same thing with, you can't cook eggs on a hamburger.
It's all going to cook out, but the taste will definitely
You might get
change.
the flavor in there. You're not going to get the contamination. You're just going to get the flavor of the, that's what I meant by cross-contamination. You're not going to get sick, but you might get the fish taste in your chicken.
Well, you may if the chicken's still raw.
It all depends, right? So, but if it's in boiling grease, it certainly ain't raw, because that's usually at like 375 when they're boiling it, so, or higher. So that being said, this is our... And I forget it.
It's a chicken sandwich.
I'm getting old and my mind's mush, anyways. But for whatever reason,
Me too.
Everyone should get the shot, and we need that herd immunity
vaccine.
But we had COVID, and it's really hitting me. And I'm not trying to deter anyone from getting the shot because I know 100,000 people that have gotten it that are perfectly fine. But I still have that weird dizziness and nausea, and just I have that feeling again, and obviously my body's fighting whatever they put in there, and that was only shot 1. Everyone says shot 2 is twice as bad, so this is only day 1 right after the day I got it. So hopefully tomorrow I wake up and I'm perfectly fine, but as of right now I do recommend everyone should get the shot.
Highly recommend.
I hope it works. I'm not overly positive that it's gonna, but you do your part, because we got to try to stop the pandemic, because you can't walk around the rest of your life.
Yeah, if you're not going to stay home, then you kind
people
of
are
have to do
not.
something.
And today was a perfect example. That restaurant, it had to have been like a lot of people in there, because you were in there, and I kept watching people coming in. And again, we weren't peak time. We went from like 1 o'clock to almost 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
So it
off.
wasn't like peak lunchtime. It was like middle of the afternoon. And then people just kept coming in and coming out the whole time.
It's in a plaza, and the whole plaza's packed.
Yeah, no, yeah, everyone's out shopping. You had to, luckily they numbered the stall spots so we had a spot to actually park. But
And
all
it
right,
was,
we babbled on long enough, and we hope you enjoyed the review. He said he didn't like
I did not like it.
I actually,
he partially enjoyed it.
I will say I liked it. It was definitely a good contrast. I'm not 100% sure I would order it again because I'm not a donut fan. I would love to try that sandwich
I just
on a
wish
different
they
bread.
would give you 2 donuts.
I liked it.
That's-
That sweet and the hot actually worked for me, and I was 100% thinking I was going to hate it. So
it was the opposite.
it was enough of a controversial thing. If you've never had one, definitely give it a try. And
Yes, and
and then leave a comment down below if you do try it. Because
Yeah.
again, it was $10, $11, $12,
yeah, around
somewhere in
there.
that general range. It wasn't overly pricey, and it was definitely
I
enough
think
food.
the pound of fries is better than this.
That was filling because after we did the video and we were there, so we bought 2. Come here, and I am stuffed. So that being said, hope you enjoyed the video.
Bye-bye.